Okay, let's have a go at making a pool day style map. If you haven't played pool day, it's just a very simple, I guess, deathmatch, very small deathmatch style map. These are from CSGO, it looks like, and there's probably a whole lot of older source ones as well. There's a red side, a blue side, a pool in the middle, pretty straightforward. And I'm just going to throw that back over there as a reference image. I'm going to make a pretty small starting area here. I'm going to use some of these points and I'm going to make it 1024 by 1024. That's probably enough. It may even be too small. So let's just sit that there for now and then put a player in here. I am in 3D filled polygons. It's going to make this much easier to get a point of reference. I can still see that there. So this is probably a bit too small, but I might just, oops, I don't want to do that. I might grab this and bring that out to there. So 1472. There we go. 1536 by 1536, and that should be a pretty decent size. Now I'm going to bring that up. I'll put the skybox in later. And I'm going to tools, make that hollow, and I'll make it hollow by 32. Yep. And I'll click on this and bring this guy down so that he's touching the ground there. I'm going to use him as a point of reference. Then I'll select that and go ungroup it. And I'm going to select the ceiling, which it looks like I can do that by zooming out a bit and deleting the ceiling. Okay, so I've got this in here. All right, so now I want to make some walls to separate the two areas. To do that, I might just actually make this just a wee bit bigger. So I'll select all of these. There we go. And I'm just going to scale it up to there. I'm wondering if that actually, oh, it is changing the size of it, so I don't want to do that at all actually. I'll just leave it at this size for now. That's probably fine. Okay, so in the top down view, I'm just going to zoom in here and I'm going to make a wall that goes from there all the way down to there. I'm going to bring it up in the side view and bring it up so that it comes up to the same height as there, and hit enter. So it's going to put that wall in. I can possibly scale things up later on. We'll be able to test this out fairly shortly. But I'm going to hold shift while I drag this across. I'm going to drag it across to the same location on the other side. And it looks like it's to the left of the line. But you see, as I dragged it across when I held shift, it made a duplicate of it. And that's all good. So now I've got that duplicate. Now I want to carve some doorways into here. I'm actually going to kind of lay this out a little bit better at the moment. I'm going to put another wall along here. Make sure that that comes up to the top and bring that up there. So kind of working in 3 different views at the moment. Hit enter and you can see I've got that there. And I will duplicate that. Wonder if I can do it in here. Shift and drag. Nope. So I'll grab this here. I probably can do it in here. No. Shift and drag it down to there. Make a duplicate of that. All right. So at the back here, there's going to be some other detail. I'm going to keep this pretty simple for now. So what I would like to do is make a few doors in these. Now, doors in here, there's multiple ways to make them. I'm going to use the carving technique for now because I want the doors to match up on either side, and this is going to be the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to make a cube that goes all the way through here, but I'm going to bring it down so it's only this high, which should still be enough for my guy to move through. You'll notice that it intersects these 2 bits here. I'll hit enter and I'll go tools, carve. Now I can delete this cube here and you'll see that it's made holes in there and there. So I'm going to do the same thing along the top there. So I get another object, and this time I'm just going to make it there. Make sure I bring it down to the right size. Hit enter, and tools, carve, and I'm going to then move that down to the other side there, and go tools, carve. Okay, and then I can delete that there, and I've got some doorways. You can see that they're pretty even. Lastly, I'll make one that goes from here all the way down to here. Make sure, yeah, it's got the right size. Tools, carve, and I will move this across. So there's a gap of 3 here. I want a gap of 3 on the other side. The grid makes it pretty easy to lay that out, carve that, and then delete it. Okay, so I've got a little layout here. It's not a great map by any means, but it's a good start. So with this in mind, I'm not sure that that's fully centered there. I just want to show you how this works. Every time it breaks it down, it breaks it down into different cubes or cuboid shapes. Okay, these will change in here. In this center bit here, what I'm going to do is make another cube on top. So I'm going to make one that goes from about here to here. I'm going to bring that up so it's sitting in the center there, and that's pretty good. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to have a raised up bit in the center. Rather than a pool going down, I'm going to raise this bit up. But to do that, I'm going to make some little ramps, and that's going to be the tricky part. So looking at this here, I'm going to make one here, come in here, bring it to there, and hit enter. Now, here's the part that I was telling you about. It's going to be a little bit tricky. What I'm going to do is modify this using the clipping tool, which is this one here. So with the clipping tool, I can grab 2 points, and you'll see here that there is some areas there. This is the white bit and the red bit. The white bit is the bit that's going to stay. Now, if I keep clicking on here or hitting Shift X, it'll switch between those. So I want that bit to stay. I hit enter, and then I get this ramp. So I'll do the same on the other side. And make sure that's at the right height. Hit enter. Go into the side view for that. Clip from there to there. That's the bit I want to keep, so that's all good. And then I'll do it for this bit along here as well. So I'll just grab the entire bit here. What am I doing? So with this one though, I'm going to go from here all the way to there. That's actually good, and I'll just make it on the other side for now because I'll edit it later. So I'll go from there to there. So with these bits, it's going to be pretty much the same, except I'm going to do it from here. So with here, I'm going to grab that, drag it across there, Shift X until I get to there, hit enter, and then select this one, set that angle up, hit enter. Now I want to get rid of these bits here. That's not too hard. All I do is go to this side view and do the same thing. I'll clip from there. I'll have to set that up again. It's gone funny. From there to there, hit Shift X, so I only keep that bit, hit enter, and you'll see over here, it shaved that whole corner off. I'll go to the other side, do the same thing. Sometimes the selection goes a bit funny and you just have to click this selection tool here and then go back to it and make that drawing again. Done. Select this one and repeat that process. So level editing in Hammer is not that quick. I mean, you could probably make something much quicker in SketchUp. There is actually an add-on for Hammer to utilize SketchUp, but I imagine that the process afterwards is probably a bit more difficult. Okay, so now if I look at this here, I'm going to actually group all these together. It's going to be one group. Tools, group. So they all get the same color on them. And then I've got a little platform in the middle. Now I think I might duplicate this. So shift and move it up. And then scale it down. So I can scale this to there. Scale that to there, and I'll scale it in a little bit more. So it's a square, so I've got another bit there, and then I'll repeat that process again. Shift. Oh, that went weird. I might just delete that, not worry about doing that. Okay, so I've got that there, and I might just put a cube on top. Make sure it's actually on top, like that. Hit enter, done. All right, I will group that and that and that. Tools, group. Okay, so what I've got here is a very, very simple level. Now, I'm going to demonstrate that this level works by adding in another entity, and this one is going to be counter-terrorist. And I'm going to add a skybox around the entire thing. So I'm just going to bring that back down to here, put a skybox around it, make sure the skybox is below the world and that it comes up above. Doesn't really matter how far. The skybox is kind of interesting how it renders. And then go make hollow. Oh, I have to make it first, so hit enter. And I will put in 2D skybox. I'll just type in skybox. I can't remember what it's called. It's right down the bottom here. 2D skybox, this one here. Apply that to that. Oops. Well, I think it's applied. I'll just have to check by going view, 3D textured polygons. Now if I go inside, I think everything's going to have this weird texture on it here, which I probably should have thought about beforehand, but I'll deal with that later. Okay, so I've got my skybox. I do need to hollow it out, so I need to make it hollow. And we'll go -32, so it goes outwards. So I've got my skybox there. And then I will add a light source. So I'll add in a light source. I'm just going to add it in the center here, double click that, and change this to... Now, I'm not sure why that just happened again. So let's just redo hollow. I've accidentally done something even though I purposely attempted not to. So I want to change this. L, okay, that worked that time. Environment, apply that. And I'm going to change this so it's pointing kind of that angle there. And I'll make the pitch the same, 317. And I'll change the ambient lighting to 80 and hit apply. So that should all be good. I've got 2 spawn points, a CT and a T, or other way around. Nothing should be outside the zone. Okay, so everything's encased within that skybox. It looks like I'm pretty much ready to go. So I can now save this map. I'm going to call it AR pool day. I'll save over the other one. And then I'm going to run the map. Now I've set it so that it says don't run game after compiling. It'll compile the level. And it's finished. I go to CSGO. Map. Okay, so hopefully this is the one that I made. It's going to look hideous.
Go, go, go!
Okay, so you can see that these walls are working fine. The height's actually pretty good. I've got a few. There should be another. Now this is a pretty long hallway here, but I can't see over the other side there, so there's some areas. I think I can jump up there. Yep. Oh, it's just me. The bot has decided not to start. But that's easy because I can just go... and it will calculate the areas for the bot.
Let's go, let's go!
Let's see. Could not add a bot to the game. The game is full. Alright, maybe I accidentally deleted a spawn point when I undid a few things. So I'll just, but the level itself works. Okay, I've got lighting in here. You can see that the lighting is working across there. The ambient lighting seems to work fine. Everything's good. So if I go back to here, yeah, I'm not sure why that didn't work. Maybe something to do with me accidentally clicking something in there that has highlighted all of this. So I'll have to figure out what that was, but in the next video I'll sort that out and we'll start to texture this area in here.